And then we told her, Chris actually mentioned it to her. He said, look, we had dinner and we talked about how this show is not going to be about tearing down marriages or families. But at the end of the day, if you're a person who has had a marriage that was torn down because of infidelity, if you're a person who is in a marriage and you're currently going through something that you feel like you were scammed or whatever, that is something that shouldn't really have to be stated. That should just be kind of like common sense. Like, like if I don't know anything and I don't know these people, I'm not going to walk down that line. So it just became a situation where it just got out of hand. But we did have a talk with her, but that was early on. That was before Carlos's nightcap, when you're like, yeah, I know Irena and Jami, and yeah, they both have stepped out. Like, to make a comment like that when you really don't know them, you've never hung out with them outside the show, like that, to me, you chose to be messy. If the group didn't like her, she wouldn't have been at the premiere party, because technically she's not cast, so she didn't have to be there. So that was up to Quick. Quick hosted our premiere party at the park, and it was up to him whether or not he wanted her to be there. And he said, yeah, tell her, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna reach out to her, let her know she can invite however many guests. We all split our guest list so that we could divvy out how many guests we invited. Had an amazing premiere party. She was up on stage with all of us. Like, we had a good time.
At the premiere?
It was playful banter, teasing the show.
Okay. I was wondering, because I know they both had like mentioned that, and I was interested in knowing what that was. So you saying that you feel like he invited her to the premiere party because he didn't have any issue with her?
Right. We at the finale, that was genuine. When Ashley reached out to her and invited her to the finale and we were all there, that was very genuine. That's how we left. We left on a good note. So it didn't really start getting crazy until we're tweeting with the show. And Winter had tweeted that she wasn't a relationship coach. And I said, wait, you literally said it in the scene. I'm a relationship coach. Right. I said, and that's all I've ever known you to be, is a relationship coach. So what is this? So then Ashley comments up under her own post, and she said, that's what I'm asking, so to speak. Winter then goes on and starts insulting Ashley, saying that you're taller than Quick. You don't have to be his shadow, this, that, and the other. Like, making all of these digs at her.
Why'd she do that?
She said that? Who said that?
I'm sorry.
What y'all don't know is this Instagram post is what set everything back off. And that's when Winter reached out to me and she was upset about the banter back and forth on Twitter, I said, Winter, you literally started this. Like, you didn't have to say all of that. Yeah, she didn't have to say all of that. So once again, she started it. It's like, we're tweeting with the episode. You didn't have to then go take shots at Ashley, who we all just patched it up and we were all fine. So that's what kind of reignited everything. And it just blew up all over again. And that's when I said, you know what? I said, leave me alone. I don't care. Don't want to know about what y'all Twitter wars are. Like, I'm staying out of it. Y'all getting too messy for no reason. So,
wow.
You can't, like I said, you can't be out here taking shots at people and then texting me like you the victim. Like, that just didn't make any sense. I was like, no, y'all stressing me out. Leave me alone.
Stress me out.
It's very stressful.
Throwing rocks and high hands.
Oh,
you got another question, Necey? Or
go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So at the reunion, we saw where Jami pretty much came at Winter and was like, you ain't got SHI on me, or that person, or if that person ain't got nothing on her, on him. But Winter said something about, I guess she sent some receipts or something to Irena. And then I believe those receipts I think Irena said she sent them over to you. So I was just wondering what your thoughts were when you received these receipts. Did this go down?
No receipts. She DM'd Irena after the reunion, inviting Irena to lunch so she can show Irena whatever receipts she had. She said, I wasn't joking. I have receipts on you, your husband, and your kids. I don't know in what world that seemed like the right thing to do, to tell a person, yeah, I got receipts on your whole family, including your children. But for whatever reason, Winter thought that was a good idea. So Irena then blocks her and she screenshots the message because it was a very long message. And she sent me the message and said, what the F is wrong with this girl? Look at what she sent me. So I'm reading and I'm like, what? Like, Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm weird because I feel like if everybody kept asking for the receipts and she DMs you after to say, hey, I want to meet up so I can show you the receipts I was talking about. But then everybody, just points out the part where she was saying she was going, tell them stuff. Well, I mean, if that's what people sent her, we know her son has a record. So if the receipts were, those things, I just kind of feel like why everybody pinpointing it. Like, oh, she said she was going to say something about the kids. Well, it's like, well, y'all asked for the receipts. I'm trying to let y'all know what the receipts were. I
can see that. Her just wanting to say, I just want to show you what they sending me. Not so much as I got receipts on you, but I just want to show you what people are sending me.
But let me tell you this. First of all, don't involve the kids. Like, even if you do have receipts on the kids, don't even mention that. Like, that to me is just like, just leave that alone. But let me say this. Do you know how many times I've received stuff over the years since I've been on Housewives? Mm-hmm. And you know what I would do when people would send me stuff? I would screenshot it or save it and send it to the person and be like, look, just so you know, this is what people are trying to say about you. I never brought that mess to camera. The only time I ever brought it to camera was my last reunion.
So wait, I got a question. Wait a minute. I did not mean to go into Potomac. But you mean to tell me you probably would get information on Giselle and you would send it to her so she'll get a heads up?
Not her. No. Oh. I got information on her. I've never been cool with that trick. I would get information on all of them, but who I was cool with.
Oh, there was a time like
stuff about
Ashley and Karen.
Husband. I sent it to Candace. I didn't go on the show and put her on blast. I just sent it directly to her. If I heard something about Karen, boom. Ashley, boom. I never had a friendship with Giselle, so I would never be in a space to send her anything. But what I'm saying is people talk all the time. I don't care whether the rumors are true or not. I just want you to know what people are saying about you so that you can, handle it. Like whatever you need to do, handle it. So that's not uncommon. People will flood your DMs. And if you're on a show that they're watching and you're saying I got receipts, that's gonna show people that, oh, she's willing to take this and then blow me up so that I can be a part of all of this too. Reference me here. This is what I sent. I've seen it. So it's like, it doesn't mean that you have to then show it. If she really wants Raina to see those things, all she had to do was just DM it to her or text it to her. Like,
so you feel like it was flawed because she didn't just send it to her. She was trying to
she brought it on the show.
I just don't understand what I don't understand what the thought process was. And then to say I got receipts on you, your husband, and your kids, like to me, it's just like,
I think y'all are taking that comment out of context. I think when you ask about receipts and you ask me what I have, I'm going to tell you people sent me stuff about you, your husband, and your kid. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. But I get how y'all took it. You know what I'm saying? But like if she's asking for, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I took it. But I can understand because y'all have all of this backstory. Y'all basically feel like Winter is playing in your face, so to speak.
It was just weird because when they left, when the reunion ended, and when Carlos asked the couples if they would be willing to forgive her, this and the other, and they said point blank no. After she left that set, that was the last time they talked to her. Like it was that, it was like halts, it was screeched, it was like done. So for you to then DM somebody as if that didn't happen, and you see how pissed they are, and you're like, woo, child, that reunion was a doozy. Oh man, yeah, that was heated. You're talking as if we're cool. And Raina at this moment is just like, I'm not cool with you. We left on a note where I am done. It just is, it's a little weird. Like if I'm shut down and I'm basically done, I'm not going to then reach out to you like we chummy. After I literally sat here on stage saying that I got receipts on your husband. Like that just don't make sense to me.
Speaking of Raina, go ahead, Necey, go ahead.
I feel like, see, I understand both parts. I really do. I'm thinking about how I feel like Winter's having a hard time because at this point, it seems like the rest of the cast is on the same page about how, what the manners are, what the expectations are for how you should move. And as Bonnie mentioned before, she got, I feel like we watched her apologize throughout this show and then mess up again by bringing up the rumors. And y'all are like, what's going on, right? But now at the reunion, the last thing they requested of her was to expose everything. So after so long of her being told not to mention the rumors, then to mention what they are, I think she thought she was doing the right thing by getting along with the rest of the crew by telling Raina what it was that she knew. So it does. it does feel messy, but I can't see a situation where Winter would win unless she just rolled over and completely took the blame for 100% of the things that went on throughout the season, just because you all are on the same page. And then there's also that flaw of the numbers thing. Winter, she didn't really speak out when I felt like she should have throughout the season, and she allowed herself to completely be silenced a little bit instead of having those conversations with Arena, with Ashley. Whereas I feel like with you feel more strongly about the rumors, but I feel like it was so much more left to the season that she didn't speak on at all because she just felt like she didn't have a voice when it came to numbers.
No, that was it. That was the only drama of the season. Was you keep mentioning these rumors and you keep bringing them back up. If she would have shut it down in the very beginning when she apologized for it and then they let it go,
yeah,
the season would have been a totally different season. Like it would have been a totally different.
I thought they got mad again when you told them about the fun size and the red light special. It seemed like they was good until they found out about that, and then got mad all over again.
Yeah, Arena got really upset.
Yeah, Arena got really mad at that, which was so funny to me because it's like, well, you told us the story. But anyway, Arena, that's the next question. We're gonna switch this up, okay?
Yeah.
When Arena stated that Jami made her, what were you thinking at that moment? And how would you have? Look, I was about that. How would you respond if Chris said that?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! First of all, if anything, be the other way around. But so now,
Listen.
First of all, I know what Jami was trying to say, but when he said that word "created," I looked at him and I was in my head like, "Ooh, you gonna get ate up."
I saw your face.
They were literally. They just left right before I jumped on with y'all. They were at my house. And I told him, we were just talking about that creative comment. But literally, and I was cracking up at him. I was like, I already knew you was going to get it when you said that word. But he explained like what he was trying to say. In other words, you know how you build each other. That was a moment of building for her in their relationship. There's moments where she's building him. Same as with Chris and I, you know.
Girl,
it's like marriage. You like pick each other up when you're slacking. So when he said created this, I knew what he was trying to say, but when he used that word, I said, "Oh, you're gonna get ate up."
And I will continue to eat his ass up. I will continue to eat his ass up because he likes to get on social media and double down on his comments, which to me makes it even worse. But that's, I guess another conversation for another time.
That's you like it. I love it.
I already told you what I think. So you know where I'm coming from with their situation. And I'm standing on it too, especially after the reunion. I'm standing.
Lord, I wish it would have been. I mean, it would have been nice to see Irena eat him up instead of watching him eat her up when they went into the dressing room.
Nobody's eating anybody up
because he was talking about she made him look a certain way. I just thought that's funny, Necey. I see where you're going with it.
Okay, listen.
Nobody's eating anyone up. That is
hilarious. He's not doing it right. That's what that is. I can't find no other explanation for that.
That's embarrassing. I just hate to see it. I hate to see it. I just wanted to highlight that when she said eating up. I just thought about Jami, going off on her in the back. Go ahead, Necey. Took me to somewhere else.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So why do you think Tasha and Neil were not a part of the season, even though they filmed? I wish they would have gave us a better introduction for her because the first time I saw her was at the ladies' lunch when you were gone out of the country. I was like, oh, who is this? So why is it that you think they weren't a part of the season?
With reality TV, they're going to follow the drama. And Winter has an amazing outgoing personality. She's not afraid to speak it, even if she's wrong. She is going to tell it like she right. So when Winter came, Winter wasn't even a part of the show. So what happened was her and her husband, she's now divorced. I believe they're divorced now. They were casted to be on the show. Had they still been married, they would have been full-time cast. It probably would have been 4 couples, honestly. Because they were like the honeymoon phase. They were so bubbly and in love, and the network loved them. So when her and Kevin split, she called to let me know what was going on. And then I relayed the message to the network and to Carlos, and I was just like, look, they're not together anymore, but Winter still wants to be a part of the show. So at this moment, starting our first season, it was more so like focused on, we want couples, you know. My very first event, the very first scene was the podcast, the live podcast Q&A, the pop-up event at Kendra Scott. And initially we were trying to get Melody Holt to come up, but because of scheduling, she couldn't make it. They actually wanted me to change my date, but I had already started promoting it. The venue had already had it, you know, written on their calendar. We had already been too far into it to change the date. So I was like, look, I got to roll with this regardless, whether y'all film it or not. I said, so I'm going to reach out and find a new guest. And then I was like, Winter, this would be the way to like finagle her right on in. So I reached out to her and I said, Winter, I said, would you, she was already coming to the event anyway, because I invited her. And I said, would you be willing to be the special guest? You can basically talk about what we talked about during the podcast. And you're a great speaker. So I said, this way, tell your story. I said, production's going to be there. This would be a great opportunity for you to tell your story. And she said, okay, I would love to. So she was on it, came, and I don't know how much reality TV Winter watched, but she knew what she was doing. I mean, she came in, she saw some of the girls who she knew. The only girl she didn't meet was Ashley. And maybe that's why, Bondy, you feel like Ashley didn't like her from the start. Ashley was the only one that Winter hadn't met. So they literally didn't know each other, right? She had already met Raina. She's already met Tasha and a bunch of other people because I had an event prior, a few months prior. And she was there with Kevin, her ex now.
Right. Yeah.
So as soon as she saw the ladies, she was like, she just volunteered the information. She was just like, yeah, a lot has changed now. Yeah, you see, I'm by myself. Yeah, I didn't come with him. And, you know, it was like that. And then as we're doing all of the sit down and talking, she knew how to finagle her way right up on into that. Like, oh, we got to catch up. They wanted me to tell the ladies, you know, they were like, you know, Winter said it's fine. Go ahead and tell them what's going on with her and Kevin. I said, that's her story. Let her tell it. I'm not about to be up in here telling her story. Like, no. So Winter was like, telling the lady, she was like, you know what? We should have cocktails and then I can tell y'all everything. She knew what she was doing. She was like, okay, I'm about to finagle right on into this because now they want the story. So yeah, that's how it happened. Tasha and Neil were friends of the cast from the beginning going into the show. And once Winter came in and all of the drama ensued, it kind of took away their ability to focus on Tasha and Neil because Tasha and Neil had an incredible story and they were probably the most open as a couple than anybody.
Yes. When I've talked to Tasha, I didn't understand that because I was like, they've gone through things. They're honest about what they've gone through as opposed to some other people that like throwing information and then pulling it back like they ain't never said it. But you know, I appreciated Tasha and I would have liked to see more of her and Neil. And Neil is very charismatic as well. Like, you know, I've watched their lives and stuff. So, you know, I'm sad about that, but I also understand that Tasha's you know, a regular person and regular people aren't as, and you know, they're not doing all of that. So I guess it makes it, it makes
Tasha wasn't trying to like turn out for camera. Like she wasn't trying to like, you know, like I'm about to turn up so they can be focused on me. She's not that type of person. She's very real. So, you know, when you turn up, the cameras are going to follow. So, you know, had that not happened, I'm sure we would have saw more of Tasha and Neil because that was the original plan.
So are y'all trying to blame Winter for why Tasha and Neil didn't get on this damn show?
No. They were on the show. Tasha and Neil filmed. They filmed.
Yeah.
They just didn't show them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They just once they figure out what story they want to follow. And I mean, Winter has a juicy story. I mean, it was very entertaining the entire season. So of course they're gonna focus on that.
So was Tasha and Neil. I wanted to dig deeper into that whole vasectomy situation.
I know.
Out there.
And that's the thing that sucked is that there was so many like real marriage moments and gems. And the thing that I fear is that some of the people that were looking more forward to that type of show where it really focuses on marriage and stuff like that, I'm afraid that, and I hope that is not true, but I'm afraid that maybe that group of people may have been turned off by the season versus what they're getting, all of the drama and stuff. Now it's a whole different group of people that's going to be expecting that. So it's almost like, where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? Like I was hoping for it to be a show about like really showing ins and outs of love and marriage, not so much the beef between the women, and then the couples. And, I just felt like that was more of the direction that we were expecting.
I'm gonna have to
Winter she needs to be on darn Housewives.
I think she would be great on Housewives. Throw them lines out there, girl. Okay.
She really would. Like, she needs to be casted for Potomac. Like, she's great TV. And it takes a certain type of person to be able to deliver what she delivered this season.
What she did.
Yeah. Yes, no. She when she had her first confessional, I was like, oh shit. not her throwing out the lines in the confessional. I was here for it. I was about
Ashley was on her heels though. Because when Monique talked about giving to the camera, it also made me think about Ashley. It made me wonder if at any point during the season, did Ashley probably feel that Winter was getting a little too much shine as a friend of the show and decided that she's going to keep it like, okay, well then I see what we're doing here. Let me give a little bit more so the camera can come in my direction as well.
So just knowing like behind the scenes stuff with Ashley, Ashley reminds me of myself, my first season of Potomac. She don't care about who she don't care about. So when she was done talking about Winter, she really wanted to be done with it. But you know how production is, you know how it goes. It's like, we got to tie this scene to this scene and this scene to that scene. Ashley was over it. Like, she really, I remember from gate, she was just like, I'm not going to just be talking about this all season long. I really don't care. And it kept bringing it up. And she was very frustrated because she's like, we have so many other things that we have filmed and that we're talking about. And they keep asking me about Winter, and I'm over it. Like, I truly am over it. And every time she said it, it's almost like people don't believe it. But she really was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm done. I just want to move on. Yeah. But I don't think that they were doing anything outside of who they actually are as people. I can definitely say that now that I've been more like me, Ashley, Raina, and Tasha have a group text. We talk darn near every day. And she is who she is all the time. All of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally who they are all the time. There's no guesswork.
I don't think they could fake what they're showing. I would keep it a buck. I feel like everybody's being authentic to who they are, but I feel like the issue is that everybody thought they were going to be able to come on there and not talk about anything. Ashley, you quit. Y'all thought y'all wasn't going to be able to have to really talk about anything except for Ashley's not getting what she needs. Raina and Jami are over there arguing about semantics a lot of the times because they can't talk about what's going on with them. So it just kind of felt like, I don't know what y'all thought y'all were going to get out of the season with 2 out of 3 of the couples not really being honest in their engagement with each other. You and Chris, I feel like you can't help it but to be real with your interactions with Chris. But to me, from day one, Quick and Ashley, united front. Raina and Jami, we're going to try to do a united front. But it don't really work that well because that's just what their relationship is like.
Jami not going to let that work.
Yeah, he's not gonna let that work. He wouldn't even let that lady get her little accolades for learning Braille. I was just like, you're not gonna get a lady her accolades for
and you know what, Monique, you said something during the reunion. You talked about how I guess men don't pay attention to women until they cry or something. You mentioned, and I felt like Jami don't pay attention to Raina at all because she sat up there and cried, and he told her she could stop all that because it don't mean nothing to him. And I said, whoa.
You can say them tears. I literally just said that to him upstairs. I was like, out with you can say them tears. I'm like, well,
that's harsh. Good luck, girl. See how she do it. So I do want to know, how has I know you did Real Housewives of Potomac. Like, how has this season really been? Like, overall filming the season, how has it been for you?
Filming the season was my favorite part, absolutely, because it was just easy. It was just like, okay, the cameras are set up. They would start filming and I didn't even know we were up. I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, no heads up, they just filming. So it was nice because it was very genuine. You know, it was like it wasn't contrived. It wasn't like go into that room and go get her, you know? So I did enjoy that. We filmed so much. All of us filmed our businesses. Ashley has Fashion Ashton, her daughter's clothing line. She filmed doing that, wasn't shown. I filmed Mila Eve Essentials, they showed me pulling my cart in there after they filmed me packing all my orders, and my youngest Chase came downstairs and was helping me with the orders, and it was just such a cute little scene. They showed me wheeling the cart into Chris working out, which
That's it.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But all right, they showed Chris working out, and then it was like nothing else. Like I met with business owners about getting Mila Eve in stores. My mom moved from Florida up here to help me with Mila Eve and to help me take it to the next level. They filmed all of that.
See that. We've been your relationship with your mom since Real Housewives of Potomac.
Like, Carlos, is it possible for them to drop these never before seen footage? Give us something like I don't know, exclusive video on a weekly or something.
They did. They gave exclusive sneak peeks and exclusive scenes on OWN Digital, OWN's YouTube page, I believe. They were dropping
not nearly enough
for that.
Not nearly enough. They were doing like one little scene, every week.
It'd probably be like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like we
should have had 20 episodes. Like we literally could have very well. We had so much content. Arena has like several businesses. She filmed all of those.
I heard.
They do a lot of boxing. Yeah, so there was a comments.
They were speaking up for her. They were like, Arena has so many businesses. She is a boss. And I'm like, child, they
want her to bring her bossness to the show. Because it was lacking a little bit. They need to give us that.
We showed it, but we can't control what they show. When I went to Kenya and Tanzania, I had so much footage. I sent them tons of footage. I broke it down by the cities, and they showed like a small little clip of it. That was it. It was just, there was so much. And then us with the kids, like there was a lot that could have been shown. Absolutely. Oh my God, you get us together and we start talking about sex. It is hilarious. Like we had some
apparently
moments. Yes.
Those were some of the best moments when y'all all got together to talk about sex. But I also feel like I was like watching some of them scenes kind of on edge because I was like, if y'all trying to protect these men from just regular shit, y'all really gonna sit up there and talk about how he can't eat like I was just like, girl, be careful. Be careful. You know how to eat it. Don't say too much. Okay. So are y'all gonna get a second season? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet. We'll see.
Okay, so if you
do why not? I mean, I felt like it was a great first season. The ratings were good for first season. They were great. So yeah, I don't see why not. It's just a matter of, when we'll get a heads up,
What are some things you would want to see change if y'all do?
I feel like the episodes, we need more. We definitely need more episodes. And I definitely think we should go back to what we initially said we were going to get, which is focus on love, marriage, businesses, family. I barely got to film any scenes with like me, my husband, and the kids, we didn't have, like a major scene, like seeing how the kids have grown up. And, I did see a lot of people responding about that. Like, hello, we wanted to see the Samuels family. We haven't seen y'all in years on TV, and we didn't really get to see that. So that would have been nice. Seeing the families get together, even with the kids, because that's what we've been doing since we've been done filming. Arena and Jamie, they were just here with their son Jason, and we're like getting swimming lessons and stuff. Like we're actually engaging and interacting. So I definitely feel like a season 2 should have more of that, and the fact that we now know each other better. Since we went through the whole filming process and we actually still keep in touch and we talk like all the time, I think that it's going to be like really good seeing that relationship.
So I know you're a reality TV vet, so that would be nice to see all that. But do you really think that editing would be in your favor if y'all got more episodes to see more of that? Because I immediately start smiling thinking about how Huntsville was supposed to be about real estate.
Right. When you said that, I was like, girl, Carlos.
Yeah. I mean, the drama is always going to be what drives reality TV, unfortunately. But I feel like you can do both. I feel like you can have really heartfelt story. Like, I have not seen anybody from what I know on a reality TV in this space share like Quick shared. When he started talking about like his mom, his dad, all of those different moments, him visiting the grave and breaking down all of that, like seeing a man that vulnerable on TV, I thought was beautiful. And a lot of people loved that. A lot of people were able to heal watching him heal, you know? So I feel like there's something to it when it comes to having those vulnerable moments. So having that and have a little drama, like you can do both, you know, show our businesses, show Black excellence. You know, DC has a lot of good culture here, you know? So I just feel like, you know, we can get more and it can still be entertaining. But we'll see.
So how has it been working with OWN Network? Are there some things that you still miss about Bravo in comparison to OWN?
I don't miss anything about Bravo. When I tell y'all, every time I do an interview, I always feel like I drop a little bit more and more tea about just the behind the scenes. It was just a mess. Like, I love being on a network that understands Black people. I'll just put it like that. You know? So I do enjoy that. I feel like Bravo has a lot of work to do, and they need to get more diversity in all of their offices, you know, and just like truly understand. But you know, I don't miss it at all. Like, I really don't. Like, my whole thing is, some people will sell their soul just to have a platform, and I'm not one of those people. Like, I have way too much integrity. If it doesn't work for me and it affects my peace, I'm out. And I don't feel bad about it. Like, I'm out. I don't have to do reality TV. I do it because I choose to, because I feel like if my desire and my purpose in life is to help people, what better way to help people than to show me and just like show my life and be an open book, you know? But if it doesn't suit me anymore, or if it's not being told the way it should be, I'm like this. Like, I can go travel and just live my life and be fine. Do my radio show every morning.
So I have a question. You mentioned Bravo. It was a mess behind the scenes. They got a lot of work to do. Need to get some diversity. I couldn't help but think about NeNe Leakes. So do you feel like she might have some validity to, you know, what she's been saying about Bravo?
Absolutely. I think where people tune out with NeNe is because she was in it for so long and probably dealt with it. But the thing about NeNe, so the NeNe that I've met and I've known, she's very much like a girl's girl. Like, she'll promote you. She'll, like, you know, like, encourage you. So you never know what a person may have went through thinking that, okay, I'm going to help other people get through the door. If I can pave this way, I'm going to deal with it so I can get more people through the door. So we never really know what that backstory is. We just see what we see and think, whatever conclusions we draw based off of that. And but what she's saying is very much true. I mean, everybody knows it. It's just the fact that she had been in the game for so long. I think people are like, well, why'd you stay if it was that bad?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's where she's losing some people. But what she's saying is valid in some ways. I don't know all of what she's saying, but I know in certain ways I can definitely attest that I've experienced some of what she's been talking about, for sure.
Okay. I had one more. So recently you did an interview with the Jasmine brand, and you mentioned that you felt like you were being used as bait for promo for this season of Love and Marriage DC. I was just wondering, how did Carlos and the team respond to that? With you feeling like that?
Nobody said anything to me. Was that bad?
It kind of sounded bad the way the blogs were putting it out there. Like, oh, Monique feel like she was used as bait for promo.
Well, maybe it was a bad analogy or a metaphor, but what I was saying in other words was, if people know me from reality TV, they know me and Chris from reality TV. The other couples they didn't know from reality TV. So if you basically put somebody's face out there who was once on reality TV and people know that person, it's like, hey, you know, come over here, come watch this show, which is the point, you know? But yeah, I wasn't trying to be like shady. Dang, it was that bad?
No, I'm listen. Listen, no, I'm gonna say what I feel.
Okay.
It might have been messy, but it was the truth.
It was my truth.
I feel like,
honestly, I'm double down. Like, it's what I think.
I mean, has anybody been watching? Like, and not just your show. Like, your show to me just solidifies how we've been, like, you know, peeping shit since Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know what I mean? Like, when you said that, it absolutely made me think of Mel and the way Mel was treated on the last reunion show. And, you know, just kind of how they make you feel like, oh, it's all about you. We're going to, you know, make it work. It's going to be great. And then the next thing you know, somebody's embarrassing the shit out of you and smiling in your face about it. And it's just kind of like, well, I didn't know we were gonna do this. Wow. And you gotta keep it. I mean, that's the way. That's the way it seems, and that's the thing, you know, child.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset about it. I get it. You know, had I been a person that it was my first year in reality TV, I would have probably been mortified. You know, but for me, knowing the background of reality TV and the industry, I was just like, okay, I get it. But yeah, nobody's said anything to me. So if they were offended, I don't know about it.
They ain't gonna say nothing, girl, because they know everybody still want to be on that show, so they ain't gonna say nothing until everybody, you know, send their contracts back around. And like Jamie and Arena said, oh, they're gonna have a conversation. I'm like, yeah, okay, y'all will have a conversation.
But at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, you're never gonna like everything about the situation. Yeah. You know, like that's just crazy to even think. But I've complimented over and over again. I've complimented the network. I've complimented Kingdom Reign. I'm grateful for the fact that they even chose me to be able to spearhead this. They allowed me to cast the show. They allowed me to like really be a part of just, you know, putting the pieces together. A lot of my contacts and stuff were used my home and all of that. I was fine with that. So, and I felt like overall it was a great season. I felt like it was quite entertaining, you know, so, but they asked me a question and I answered it the best.
I feel like everybody should answer questions. Honestly, I sure do. If you could add anyone from that other show to this cast, I already know who it is, but who would it be?
Like a couple,
or just person? Because it says anyone. So anyone from the other show
person.
I already know who it is.
I think it would be Karen.
I knew it.
Really?
I was hoping you were going to say that. I was hoping you were.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I would say Ashley, but Ashley and Michael aren't together anymore.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but that would be perfect. Don't nobody want Ashley and Michael on no own show.
She would definitely take on the position of Winter.
She would take on the position of Winter.
Ashley is tapping into her black girl magic now that she's out here single.
Two Ashleys on one show. Like, let's think of it. Two Ashleys.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking Ashley would be good because, you know, we could
it would be thoroughly entertaining.
You know, biracial or black men her own age. You know what I'm saying? It might be.
They will be cutting up on DC.
I think Karen would be good because Karen with them quick reads. I used to have to tell Karen, I'd be like, Karen, can you please slow down when you're reading people so that we can hear what you're saying? Because I catch it. I'm from Jersey, so I understand real quick talk. Karen be cutting you up and you won't even realize until the scene over with. Like, she is funny. She is.
That's why we think she needs to stay on the other show, because if she not there, girl.
Monique, have you watched the show since you left, or will you be starting back watching the show? No,
not even interested, honestly. Yeah, not even interested. I keep in touch with Ashley and Karen.
That's enough.
Yeah, like I'm a Libra to the core. When I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Like I really am. Yeah, so I'm done.
I'm a Libra.
I watched a little bit of Bravo in support of Karen and Portia.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I haven't had time, honestly, to watch TV, number one. But yeah, I'll forever support the people that supported me. Dr. Simone, I got to catch up on Married to Medicine.
It's a mess. It's a mess over there right now, girl. Oh Lord,
it's entertaining for sure.
It's very entertaining.
They always deliver. Like they always. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Necey?
Do you feel like you got all the support you needed from cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville when it came to
Huntsville?
Of Huntsville.
Huntsville. When it came to you starting this show, did anyone from Huntsville reach out and support and tell, maybe giving you advice?
Absolutely. So me and Mel were able to connect. Marceau and Letitia. And let me see. The only person I really haven't connected with oh man, I don't even know her name. Destiny. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Destiny. She's the only person I haven't connected with. I do follow her on social media. I followed all of them. I was already following most of them, honestly, because I was watching Huntsville. But But yeah, let me see who else is there. Kimmy. But yeah, like we've like chatted in DMs, and I felt like when we first announced, they definitely reached out and said congrats.
Nice.
I'm sorry. Who was it that said that y'all weren't getting support on y'all show?
Not us getting support on our show. They didn't respond to her on our show. Yeah, you talking about Ashley when she reached out?
Oh, okay, because I forgot who it was. That's what I was
Jamie
wondering.
and Jamie and Irena also talked about how they, in an interview, how they felt like they weren't getting the support from the Huntsville cast.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
why does the Huntsville cast have to support us?
They just felt like since they pretty much laid the, they laid out the carpet for those to come behind them, they had an expectation that they would at least share the post or promote it.
I look at things the other way around. So Huntsville was here first. So I'm in support of Huntsville because if it weren't for Huntsville, we wouldn't have DC. So I just look at things differently. I look at that they paved the way for our show to be able to exist. So I'm always going to show gratitude to them. I live tweet with Huntsville. I do what I can to just show that I'm grateful for them. Doing
paving,
Yeah, they paved the way. Like most of their viewers are watching our show because they're watching Huntsville first. So, I'm old school with it. Okay. But I don't have expectation from anybody. I'll just put it like that. But quite a few of them definitely reached out, said congratulations, and yeah. I even talked to Tiffany. We went live one time. Tiffany was the one that I think Ashley said was the only person that actually was responsive. But sometimes people don't check their DMs. I'm terrible with my DMs. I am awful with my DMs.
I don't even go in there. That's why I'm glad we had text, because I'm telling you, I'm going there. Okay, so before we wrap it up, I'ma just, because I saw a comment and I agree with this comment. If y'all do get a second season, just be careful. Just be careful, because everybody's all good and shit until you get a second season and there's no winter there.
Right.
So I'm
gotta fight.
So just some things I've noticed about some comments that people have made, on the show. I mean, shit, I might as well. Okay,
yeah.
So did you notice?
Okay,
when you went to the little dinner at Ashley and Quick's house, and they were, making their jokes about how they, we don't have this like the Samuels, and we don't have this and this like the Samuels, and then at the end of the reunion show, oh, Monique, don't feel away, but my show got syndicated, sir.
Oh, you know what? So that whole thing at their house, first of all, Chris and I went there with the intention, and everybody knew this, to talk about the situation with Winter. We didn't go over there for any other reason. So I don't know what all of those confessional comments were about. The whole time that's why we went there, is because I wanted to make sure that they understood that that's not something that I play around with. I take that very seriously because Chris and I had went through that. So that's literally why we went there. We have events where we have, sommelier, we have a chef. We do like real upscale stuff here. Very bougie. We post pictures for, charities and things like that. But then we also use red cups and paper plates. We do both. We'll do a random pool party, order some pizza. We can cater or we can cook. I'll get in the kitchen sometime. So we do it all. So I don't know. I guess that was just, TV talk. And
I'm just saying, it just made me perk up a little bit, because
you're foreshadowing jealousy, Bondy.
A little bit. I mean, even
defense, I will say I came for him first. Y'all, it wasn't on TV though. Like when I first got on the radio station, even when we were at the premiere party, I grabbed the mic and I was like, it's Monique Samuels from the Good Morning Show, WPGC, the only station that matters. And it was like, oh, so we kind of had that banter back and forth. So I will say that in Quick's defense, like he didn't mean anything by it. He's been syndicated.
Listen, that's why I was like, I don't know why he's comparing. Quick, we know, sir. We know who you are.
Right.
We can chill a little bit. We got it. And I'm just saying, it's not just him. I'm saying there were like a few times where little things were said where it just kind of made me feel like if y'all did not have Winter as an adversary on this season, they would have made you an adversary on this season.
So
that's why
I was down near that anyway. By default, I'm like, sheesh. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But I mean, that's the thing about reality TV. All we can do is hope and pray that we can end on a good note. And, you know, even if we go through a rough season, hopefully we can end where we continue in our group text, you know, and everybody stays. So you never know. Like, you never know what can happen.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, ladies?
Nothing. I feel like this was a look. We got it all
out. Good conversation.
Yeah,
good conversation.
I got to ask y'all a question because I haven't really been reading the comments. And so, what were y'all's thoughts after you watched both parts of the reunion?
God dog it! Every time she gets into it, froze again. Right after you say a reunion.
Oh, really? Okay. So I have a question for y'all. So after you watched both parts of the reunion, did you feel like you were able to get clarity from anything that happened throughout the episodes that you might have had questions, whether that pertained to me and Chris or my relationship with Winter or the Silvas or the Tylers, or did y'all feel like y'all walked away and was like, okay, I get some of the things that I didn't get before?
The only thing that I got for me, I felt like I didn't understand like the whole, like you kind of going against Winter to me based on she already had the other two couples coming at her and you kind of like not like defending her, having her back. I didn't really get that. But once Chris opened his mouth and y'all talked about how y'all had the conversation, for me, I said, oh, I understand the frustration because the conversation was for her to never bring the rumors to the forefront to begin with. I said, okay, I get it. For me, that was the main thing that was happening in the reunion versus like over the show.
Right. And let's also be clear. One thing that Chris did say, and he said this to all the couples, he said, look, we ain't going to talk about nothing that we can't prove, you know? And if there's something and it's out there and it's known, it's in the tabloids or it's like, it's a known fact, we going to talk about it. You know, like we said that straight up. Like we going to keep it real. But if you cannot prove it, we are not bringing that. Like that to me is just like, you can't bring no unfounded rumors and just say rumor. Like that's just, to me, that's whack. Like, honestly, it's just
I think that's fair. I agree with you when it comes to that, especially since I have your viewpoint on that. Because watching the show, to me, I feel like I saw a lot of stuff outside of the rumors. Like the nicknames or we're bored with you. I saw a lot of passive aggressiveness before the rumors came to light from Arena and Ashley that I couldn't agree with. But whenever you explain your point with the rumors, I'm like, okay, I understand that. That's what we said we're not going to do. And for you to initially bring her on the show and be her only point of reference, I felt like you wanted to separate yourself from like, we don't do that over here. And that's the vibes I was getting from you. But to answer your question, I don't feel like anything else was resolved on the reunion.
Okay. Yeah, and then for me, the thing that it was so funny to me because I kept saying this, even when I was on other interviews, I'm like, I brought all of them to the show. It wasn't just I brought Winter. Like I literally brought all of them. And Ashley is the only one that didn't meet everybody. Winter and Tasha met. Winter and Arena met. Like,
so it wasn't like a pre-thought thing to make Winter out to be the bad guy. And I get that. Yeah, no,
I had no idea.
It seemed to me, I feel like watching it throughout the season, you could just see the moments where things were actually happening in the moment that was making making somebody upset, or making somebody feel away. So I do get it. And I understand how y'all view Windsor. And I even understand, the backside of this, which is we have to roll with who's going to be here next season. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I don't think Winter will be back. Not because she wasn't good, but because Love and Marriage Huntsville is a show about marriages. Love and Marriage DC is going to be a show about marriages. And unless the other person is there, like, Kevin.
Destiny on there.
Destiny's there.
She's not. Is she?
I honestly, Destiny's main cast.
Is she main cast?
Miss Wanda?
She's on the promo.
You know what? She is in a promo.
The intro,
Right. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I think that's only because the other cast like her. That's the only reason. If the other cast didn't like her, there would be no reason for Destiny to be there.
See, that's the thing. Even with Winter, like she's great TV. You see what I'm saying? She's great TV. It would be great for her to be back. If we get another season 2, it'd be great for her to be back. But it has to make sense.
Ain't nobody gonna film with her.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like y'all are not gonna film with her. So she's not gonna come back because they're not gonna film with her.
if Winter, Jami, and Arena, and Quick and Ashley are in the same room, if it's not a brawl, I would be surprised, because there's so much that's happened even now. Like, it's just so much. It's taken such a turn that has gotten so ugly and nasty, and it's like, why? And all because of her basically making the assumption of, you know, you ain't heard. Oh, you got rumors. Oh, you don't know about your husband. You making these comments. So it's just like,
that's not the only reason, but okay.
What?
That's not the only reason, Monique. I love you, girl, but we're not gonna act like all of this is because Winter said something about rumors. This was also because they went at her and she responded. Her response may not have been the response everybody would have liked, but it was a response. And I just feel like there was no accountability during the reunion show for Ashley and Quick. There was no accountability for Jami and Arena. It's all Winter's fault because she brought up rumors that nobody wanted to talk about. As if they didn't already say the rumors, as if the things that she said weren't based off of things that the women said that they told her. So it's not all about that for me, but I understand what you feel. She shouldn't come back because of that. It's way too much at this point.
It's gotten so ugly off of something so small has grown so out of control.
That I'll agree with. It does feel like it was small and it blew way out of proportion.
Honestly, I think it could have took a different direction if whenever you had told Arena and Ashley what Winter said, if Ashley would have stood if Winter would have stood 10 toes down and just said it with her chest, like, this is what I told her, everything would have been completely different. I think she didn't want to take accountability for what it was she said, regardless of if people felt like you betrayed her by telling the other ladies what she said.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
she should have kept it above.
Right. One thing about me, like, shoot, don't tell me nothing then. Not
right. She said she wasn't.
Right. Like, if this was in real life, then I'd be like, man, whatever. I ain't even talking to y'all on the phone. Like, I don't even do that. But in reality TV, you said it in front of
TV. Like, it was gonna be said.
Right.
Yes.
Like, hello.
That was totally understandable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You got to do your job.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, I just kind of feel like, you know, a lot of the anger with Winter is really because of the insecurities that I think Quick and Jami already have. Jami is already insecure about any mention that he's wrong in any type of way. And Quick, you know, he don't want to be called little. I get it. It's tough. It's tough being little. I'm 5'3". I get it. It's tough.
Funny. I can only see things from my perspective, and you know, like, I feel like this went a whole different way. I really feel like, you know, but you never know. You never know what can happen in the future. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah.
You never know, because I've walked away from some situations that I didn't think were reconcilable before with reality TV. So, so you never know. I'll just leave it at that. You never know.
Basically, if she made up with Ashley, there's still hope.
I don't think Ashley's the least of her worries right now.
No. I meant because you made up with Ashley on Potomac back then, and y'all real cool now after everything.
Yeah.
Anybody can make up after.
But the difference is, me and Ashley had a talk. They filmed it and everything. They never showed it. But
y'all had that moment.
Yes, Ashley Darby gave me a very genuine apology. Very genuine. We had a whole moment and everything. And that was the only reason we were able to move forward. So because he was able to see things from my perspective. At that time, when she was on me, I had just had a miscarriage. I was exhausted. Help. I literally had no help. I was filming around the clock. It was so much going on. Once she was then in that position, she was understood. Like, wow, I get it, you know? Yeah. So that was it was a genuine apology, and she didn't do anything after that.
Right. You know, like, y'all were able to clean it up.
You apologize, you don't do it again.
Right. No, she did not throw you under the bus after that. And then when the fight broke out, Ashley stayed neutral. So I gotta but she could have still did with people how people are. Well, I mean, in her, you know, I'm still arguing with people about that shit to this day.
I try not to bring that up. When I talk about DC, I try not to bring up Potomac because, oh my gosh.
And we won't go down the rabbit hole.
No.
Miss Monique, are you going on any trips this fall? Are y'all going somewhere else this year?
Yeah, actually, so after last year, I vowed to myself that I'm always going to take a trip by myself, and I've been encouraging my husband to do the same. So he went to Germany for 2 weeks one time. I'm trying to get him to do that again. I went on a retreat last year to Arizona for my birthday. So this year, I'm not going for my birthday, but I'm going for my birthday. I'm actually going to Egypt for a study tour.
Oh, nice.
I cannot wait to see it.
That is going to be so cool. I have to go
going by myself. I'm doing a Marceau.
I was just going to ask you about that. Your thoughts on Marceau going and not wanting to get his wife's permission until the last minute.
We went for a month.
And I'm not doing a Marceau. I'm doing a Monique. I'm going by myself because it's a backpacking tour where we'll be getting up at 3-4 in the morning, driving, 3 and 4 hours at times. It's not going to be luxurious accommodations. It's going to be literally a study tour, studying the pyramids and all of that type of stuff. And it's going to be during the winter solstice. So it's going to, this is like a dream. Yes. But when I told my children that it's a study tour and a backpacking and it's not going to be luxurious, they were like, oh, okay. They didn't want to go no more.
Even your daughter? Right. Your daughter didn't want to go?
All three, they can't go anyway, they're too young, but they're hilarious. I was like, this is not going to be like a typical vacation. I'm going to be like studying, like in school, doing lectures every day about what we saw. I have to read certain books leading up to the trip. And they were just like, oh, well, we can go another time, mommy, and we'll do it as a family trip. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
They are funny.
I love
because
that.
they be too real.
I was just watching something. Child, TikTok is a fucking wormhole. You just go in there and they start telling you. But I was just watching like the pyramids on TikTok. That's crazy. But I love that. I can't wait to see what you post about it on social media because I really want to see because I want to go as well. I'm doing a retreat, child. Listen, I'm doing a retreat in November. It's gonna be like my first time traveling, like not working by myself. And I feel like that's a part of my therapy is like realizing that you can do shit by yourself. You don't always have to have people with you, or you don't always have to have your husband with you. Cause like, I feel like before I felt like I couldn't do certain things without him. Like, I don't know, and so like, I love that you said that that's something that you're definitely starting to do now. Cause that's so important to like have that time just for you when you are like the wife and the mother. Every other time you're somebody else's something. So when you go out of town and you take that time alone, you're finally just being Monique.
Right.
So I love that.
That time to just work on yourself, and you can be like alone with your thoughts and just like really like be refreshed when you come back. So when I did that last year, I was like, oh, this is a must because you get overwhelmed. It's a lot that goes on and you just need that moment to just break away and have some peace. And then you come back better because you've had a break,
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, so one more thing before you go, because we about to end this, I know. But Monique, I don't think I saw this on your website, and I'm gonna need for you to get these if you don't have these yet. The car diffusers.
I actually, that's so crazy, Bondy. I've been testing from different distributors, car diffusers.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a product that's definitely going to be. And I also have been testing out the, you have those air mist ones where you can use it for nasal sinuses, and you can actually put the essential oil into it and the steam comes out. Yes, I'm looking at that too. And it's also a steamer for your face. You can put like the essential oils that's good for your face on it and then steam your face as well.
Yes.
For like congestion out and stuff like that. So I have a few products that I'm testing out now to see which direction I'm going to go, but car diffuser, definitely. I love it. I have one.
I do too. And I use your oil in it. I use the blue one. What's the blue one? Because it's a mix. Namaste.
Yes.
That's the one I use in my car.
What's the website so everybody knows?
Yes, it's Mila E Essentials.
MilaEessentials.com. And if you go to MoniqueSamuels.com, there's links to everything. Mila Essentials, not for lazy moms, on my social media to make it easy in one place. But yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, we thank you so much, Monique, for coming on and being open and answering all of our questions. Okay.
All of them.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me. This was great.
Yeah, of course. So hopefully you guys get
Good.
another season and we can have you back to talk more as you
Yes.
go into that next season. Thank you so much. All
Yes,
right.
definitely. And let me know if y'all need some products for your giveaway. I got you.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
definitely
Thank
gonna
you.
be hitting
Thank
you up
you.
about that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
All right,
Have a
we
good one,
appreciate you,
Monique.
Monique.
All right, y'all take care. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. We thank you guys so much for joining us, honey. All right. This was a pretty good interview. We hope you all enjoyed it. Okay. Be sure to follow us over there on the Twitter and the Instagram at OohLadiesFirst, and follow all of us individually, Bondy Blue, Jami ThatsMe, and Necey Dixon on all platforms. Okay. So that's all we got. And we will catch you guys in the next one, honey.